major pack dump. I'll do a full video of this. I'll put some photos and some comments on Instagram, and I'll do a full video for YouTube. But there's a bit of a reason. Well, there's a lot of a reason behind why I do these pack dumps. One, you gear junkies fucking love it. Like, you guys absolutely lap it up, which is cool. I don't really go too much on the gear junkie side of things. I think maybe I've just been doing it for too long or something like that, but it is very cool. But the main reason why I do it neatly for the photos, but the main reason I do it is because it just jots me what have I left out, what am I missing, and you go on a big trip like that and you leave something behind, you can put yourself in a real shitty spot, or the trip's not as enjoyable. And I already know, like, as soon as I've done this pack dump, the Garmin InReaches, I didn't have the charging cord for those, so immediately it jolted me to go out and find that charging cord, which I've added to the mix there. The other thing that I left out was it's a pretty hellish spot that I'm going for the sun and mosquitoes and insects. So I added the insect repellent, added a small tube of sunscreen. So just little things like that when I'm pulling everything out and going through it. And immediately I can, so that's my bag there, that's Kim's bag there. I know Kim's bag looks bigger than mine, but it's not. It's just that I've shrunk my bag up. I will make sure she's carrying less than me because I'm a gentleman. But there's your bedding, so sleeping bag, mattress, tent. That's just like a fly screen tent, and that's a shelter just in case we get any rain. And just to keep everything light, Kim's just got the bug tent basically, and then if we do get some rain or whatever, she can huddle in with me. That sounds like a pretty good excuse to get her into my bed. Just minimal clothing for Kim. Kim's toiletries, obviously being a chick, she's got a little bit of extra stuff than I would usually carry. I only sort of carry tampons. I only carry one tampon for like a deep puncture wound. Kim's got to carry a few of those because that time of the month rolls around. We've got a knife each, got our cooking gear. We've got fishing lures in there. Kim's got the Daiwa. What Daiwa reel has she got? That's the one that I usually use. It's so good. I think it's the TW5. Yeah, the TW5. That's a sweet little reel. And she's using the Generation Black rod. It's a nice little 3-piece rod. Should be fishing where we go. We'll be living off fish when we can. I've got the same sort of little rod and reel set up myself. That's actually an older Under Armour outfit that they had. It was like a field pants and a field top. It's really light. It's made out of that ripstop material, and it's really thin, and it's just ideal for those hot situations. What else we got there? We've got a knife sharpener. Hopefully we'll need to sharpen knives constantly. I got my sick knife that my buddy Kip made me. It's just perfect for the hunt that I'm about to do. A little luxury item there. I got a little pillow. Kim's got a little pillow as well, which is handy. We've got a head torch each. We've got a little lights all. It's like a camp torch, but it's also like a battery cube as well, so you can charge your phone and stuff like that off that. But that's perfect for in camp. You can put it on this light setting, and it just lights up camp, and it lasts for ages. Water filtering gear. That's been a really big one for us. Shit, this video's going for so long that this is just going to be the video that I put up. That's like they call it it's a Kakadine, I think it is, the base camp, and it's I think it holds 7 litres. You basically hang that up, the water runs down in through this filter here, and it runs out the bottom, and it's just gravity fed, so there's no pumping or anything like that involved, so you do save a bit of energy using that one. Then I've got the pump for just when we're on the go, we've got to pump some water up. That's got a carbon filter in that one. So once again, I did this pack dump And immediately I put down on my shopping list that I need to buy a carbon filter for, what is this one? It's a MSR air spring. I don't think that's what it's called, but anyway, it's the MSR brand. It's the pump one. That takes a certain sort of filter, so I've got to buy the carbon filter for that. And then with this base camp model that you hang up, there's one of the old filters out of there. You can see the bottom of it's actually quite green, so that filter's been used. So I'm going to have to replace that, and you've got to carry a spare. Last year or a couple of years ago, that filter bogged up on me, and yeah, it wouldn't filter any water at all. It wouldn't even let a little drip through, and yeah, I end up having to collect charcoal and filter water through some charcoal that I made up, which worked fine, but I'd like to avoid that if I could. So a couple of new filters have gone on the shopping list. Got the big Yeti bottle, which I'll collect water in, filter water into. Water's a really big one on this trip. Then I've got like a Badlands bladder there. I'll actually put a Badlands bladder in Kim's bag as well. And I've also got this water reservoir from MSR. I'm not sure what that's called. I've had it for years and years, probably 7 or 8 years. But it's just another bag that you can fill up, and if you're not carrying water, you know, you can fold it right down. I've got me the Infill Ops, I think those boots are called, from Under Armour. Just a nice, light, comfortable boot. It won't be too bad running around in the heat in those. And then we've got a bunch of food. We still need to add a little bit of food. I'm still waiting for some jerky to dry, but I've got the first little bag of jerky, some high protein bars, a couple of chocolate bars for celebrating or whatever you want to do. And I've got 3 main meals there. I think we'll be out in the sticks for 5 or 6 nights, but it should be a pretty game rich area, so I'm not going to take too much food, and we'll live off whatever game that we can harvest. A little battery charger. I think I've actually got 2 new battery chargers that are coming in the mail, and so Kim will have one and I'll have one. I'm going with the Canon GX7. I just drowned the last one in New Zealand, but anyway, there's another GX7 there. I was really impressed with that camera. I've got the big video camera. I'm hoping to film Kim, and she can do the same in return. She can film me doing a little bit of hunting, which would be cool. Make a couple of videos or a video. I'll stick it up on YouTube for you guys. The cook pot. Yeah, I'm sort of tossing and turning whether to... I'll definitely take the cook pot, but I'm just tossing and turning whether I take the gas cylinder and the burner. Where I'm going, I could easily light fires, which you can see the bottom of that one. I've had that one over the top of a fire on a couple of stones a bunch of times, and it still heats up really quick and well. Just saves carrying gas. The beauty of the gas is you can just stop and be like, okay, this is camp. We're buggered because we've been walking 30 friggin' kilometers today, and you just start the gas up and you don't have to worry about doing anything. But where we are, we probably will start a fire because we want to burn some leaves and some dung and stuff like that to keep the insects and mosquitoes away. So we'll see about that. A couple of game bags that I've got there as well. I've got a towel, really hot climate. So, you know, wherever we can pour some water over our heads from a creek or a lagoon and have a bit of a shower will be handy. Little bit of the antiseptic hand wash, the sanitizer hand wash, sorry. A little bit of that, just because there is a lack of water where we are going. So, you know, if we're skinning out a beast or something like that, we can clean our hands up pretty easy. I've got these small pair of pliers. I thought I'd leave them out of my first aid kit so you guys could see them. They're just handy for putting camera mounts on and stuff like that, and pulling broadheads out of trees. God forbid you miss your game, or maybe it goes straight through it and you've got to get it out. Righto, what have I missed for you guys? Solar panel. That's that little charger. This one's been pretty good actually. I didn't really rate it that well when I first got it, but it was just a cheap eBay buy and it's actually worked out to be pretty good. That one's very important, the stuff that is in there. It's a full first aid kit. It's got snake bandages in there. Lots of snakes where we're going, so a couple of snake bandages in there. It's got all your normal first aid sort of kit gear. There's a few spare batteries in there for our head torches. You name it, there's all sorts of little knickknacks in there and they all come in handy. So, but yeah, the main thing that's in there is a full first aid kit for a backcountry hunt. The knife that Kim will be carrying is actually the one that Pioneer Road built for me, and it's an awesome knife, and it's just perfect for like de-jawing pigs and cutting back legs and back straps out of like bigger game and just field dressing bigger game. Yeah, really cool knife. Thanks for that, dude. That's going to be Kim's coffee cup, food cup, drink cup, everything sort of thing. And I've got one over there. It's got a lid on it, and I'll take that lid off it and just keep it as a cup if I am carrying this whole system. Otherwise, I'll keep the lid on it and we can just cook in our cups as well and save a bit of weight, but I'll just see how the packs are going for weight anyway. Yeah, I think that's about the gist of it. Kim's got a bit of clothing there. She's got a sock. She's got her Under-Armour boots. Yeah, we've got a tripod for filming and doing some night photography with that little Canon GX7. And yeah, look, that's the kit and caboodle. Besides the few of the smaller things that you don't see in those packs, like toilet roll, and usually carry a little thing of wet ones, and at the end of the day, like, you're pretty much sweating from sun up till sun down where we're going. So at the end of the day, you can get a wet one or two and just like wipe your body over and sort of a bit of a freshen up, wipe the grime of the day off yourself. Yeah, I'm friggin' excited. The other thing when I do these pack dumps, the other thing that it does is it just gets me hell excited, because I'm like getting kit together and I'm thinking about using the knife. I'm thinking about cooking food, I'm thinking about filming. I'm thinking about sort of everything that goes into the hunt, and it gets me pretty pumped. Kim's shooting the Hoyt. I think that's the shit. I better have a look. I think I got her the RX1. Yeah, she's shooting the RX1. And I was planning on getting her the RX3 because I think it's a little bit smoother than the RX1, and maybe she could go up in poundage a little bit. But anyway, she's sitting on 52 pounds of that one, and she's drawing that pretty good. She keeps working her way up in the weight. And then I've got the Matthews Traverse. It's a 70 pounder, which is a step back in poundage for me. I usually shoot 80, or have been for the last couple of years. I think 70 is heaps, but I'm just used to shooting the 80. My Hoyt RX3 got really banged up when I was in New Zealand, rightfully so, and I've knocked a few different parts off it. It's the quiverizer mount on the Hoyt RX3 snapped off, so I can't actually put a quiver on it, or the quiverizer at the moment. And there's a little bit of damage to the limbs, and I've lost both of the limb dampeners, and I've lost the string dampener, and basically the string on the bottom cam is like exposed out further than what the actual cam is, so it's just getting ready to derail on any shot. Otherwise, I probably would be taking the RX3 because it is 80 pounds, but I think I'm going to stick to the Matthews for the trip, unless some parts come through that I've ordered in time to fix the RX3. But like I said, 70 pounds is heaps. We're going to be chasing big pigs, so like just pretty much chasing like big boars wherever we see them. There's a chance of scrub bulls, so like feral cattle there. And our main objective will be to get in and get a buffalo, which would be really cool. I'd just be stoked to see Kim get a good stalk in on a buffalo, and if she shoots it and gets it down, that would be so cool. Yeah. Righto, now I've got to finish my list of little things that I need, and yeah, I'm going to stuff all this into those backpacks. I think the one thing that I just realised was those two marsupial, they're like the bino harnesses. They have so the wind checker in them, binos, rangefinder. Kim's using a rangefinder that our friend Bert actually lent her, and we ended up coming back from America with it. So it was an undeliberate gift, but thanks, Bert. And yeah, so she's using the Leopold, that's been really good. It hasn't let her down at all. She's got a little wind puffer on there. She's got the Maven. I think they're the 10x42s, the B1s, which is cool. Kim's knife will also be mounted on there somewhere, just so it's nice and handy, and she's always got it. Yeah, that's cool. My kit's exactly the same. I carry my knife on there as well. I got the Maven B1s and the 10x42s. Seems like a good size bino. I've got the Ranger 1500, I think it is, by Vortex. Where does it say 1500? Maybe it doesn't. Oh yeah, there you go on the back. Ranger 1500 by Vortex. That's been really good too. I have had a couple fail on me over the years, and I keep thinking it's the battery, and I replace the battery with a new battery, but nothing's happened. But I believe Vortex has got a VIP warranty, and yeah, so it doesn't matter what happens to it, they'll either fix it or replace it, which is cool. Doesn't exactly help you out in the field though, but yeah, I got the wind checker like I said, and the other thing I have is this little cleaner on me. I'm constantly cleaning my binos and stuff like that. They don't get as dirty with these, because if you're going through brush or crawling or something like that, you flip that back over. It's got a magnetic latch on the top of it, and it keeps them pretty tidy. But yeah, I think binos are a very important thing on every hunt. You know, if you've got the spare money, then spend the extra money on a pair of binoculars. This little green bag, tent pegs, in case you were wondering. No one was probably wondering, but anyway, this is the Escapers bug tent. It's just like super light, it's super basic. Yeah, there's probably not too many places that you can use that, because it is so basic, but me and Kim are going to venture into one of those places that you can. It's not like a high wind area or anything like that. So bug tent, super light, and then this is just a tarp that goes over the top of it. Pretty basic setup, but just ideal for a hunt like this. Just like super light, like there's just absolutely nothing to it, and it's probably like a 7-minute camp setup, so you can make that pretty quick. Righto, that's the gist of it. I'm sure there's like I'm sure there's a bunch of like little things in there that I haven't mentioned, but they're like all part of like the first aid kit, or shit going wrong kit sort of thing. There's a couple of spoons in there for eating, like just a real light titanium spoons for myself and Kim, and there's like a flint. There's like I'll still carry a lighter just to make it easier, so if you need to light a fire, you're not trying to flint all the time, but if your lighter craps itself, then at least you've got the flint, which are pretty bomb proof. And there's actually a little steri pen in there as well that I didn't show you, and the steri pen is just for sterilizing water. Yeah, there's every time I go and do these sort of hunts, you're walking along and you start collecting water, and then there's something dead sitting in the water on the other side or something like that. So they're like ancient water holes. They've all had their share of death in them. So the steri pen's very important. Filtering that water and using the steri pen straight afterwards and hitting it up. Yeah, so right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope there's a couple of little tips in there. There's the steri pen that I was talking about earlier. This one, a gentleman sent me this one, which I really appreciate, and it's the rechargeable steri pen. So you can be out in out in the middle of nowhere for a long time, and you can just keep charging it if it goes flat. So that's cool. It's just like an ultraviolet light. Yeah. If you've got any questions, yeah, just hit me up. Put them in the comments. If this is on YouTube, I usually disable my comments on YouTube because there's too much. I just end up missing too much. So I prefer people to come back to the Instagram post and comment there, and I'll try and get to your comments, or at least my fan base that know me really well. If I don't comment, they generally jump in and they'll let you know if they're in the know. Righto, have a good one.